reigning ping pong balls.
That's right.
I need a motion.
Well, let's wait till
Oh, Stephanie.
Stephanie's back.
Yes. I don't
We're
know
kind
if
of
I
in
want
session now. It's kind of casual.
Are those cookies in there? Or
Stephanie,
Those are shortbread cookies.
lights on,
Hurry.
it is recording.
I'll wait until the end of the meeting.
So we recorded the Brian Dudley interview thing before?
Yeah.
That light was on.
Well, it's not recorded, I promise.
Okay. And that was the question. I didn't know if that was on it.
Although we were very, very good at the interview. Okay. Do we have any further discussion on city marshal, or is anybody want to make a motion,
Well,
or,
we need to discuss wages.
all right,
We're doing that in the bathroom.
okay.
If we hire somebody, I don't think we should go higher than 15. That's my input.
I think we should go 1650, no lower.
I can't see
No,
going any lower than 17.
Are you in wages or hours?
No,
he's
wages.
Wages.
And that is because if he's serving somebody and not patrolling, I don't want to pay him.
Control. We're not saying that, it's just that he's gonna probably not have a lot of time to be with his children and
I
stuff.
also think if you're gonna do a probationary period, you do a lower wage and then raise it after the
And
probation.
$15 an hour is what you paid the last one.
How long ago? Long time ago.
When did Sam resign? When was Sam forced out?
Probably been about a year, hasn't it?
It was
That we
the
paid
first
them.
year I was here. I actually did look. It was 15, October, whatever, of 2017.
Well, it should be 16, at least.
Still say somewhere in the 17s.
I agree.
Just me.
Well, what we could do is after the probation period, like Brad said, we could go up to 17
Yeah,
I
then.
think
That's-
it's
that's
15
what
for
we-
probationary period.
Okay. So
Start him at
16 now.
16 for 90 days and then move him up.
After his probationary period. That sounds really fair.
Okay, I want to make a motion that we hire Ryan Dudley as our officer for $16 an hour to be reviewed in 90 days for up to 10 hours a week to begin with.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, well, we're gonna wait until Dudley got back here. Dudley,
Right.
Brett. Don't need to. Although I would like his, vote. Okay, so let's wait.
Does that mean I have to repeat my motion?
Yes.
I fumbled all the way through it the first time.
We'll have
She wrote it-
Stephanie read
Stephanie
it.
wrote it down.
Verbatim?
We'll have
You have
our,
to make the correct rules of order motion to have it read properly. Or else you can forget.
What are you saying, Todd? Can I just say what she said after she quotes me?
That's not the way you do it. in Robert's rules of order.
Lawyers.
well, yours was the first run through, so why don't you
No,
go
you
ahead?
can call the question.
Okay, I move to hire Ryan Dudley
I was kidding.
at $16.
Hold on. So even though the city's in the same financial state that we're in when we had Sam, we're gonna hire the new person at more than we hired the last one because we suddenly got flush with money.
We're not, I don't think we're as in dire situations, would you say?
We can have a motion completed.
There's a chance for
I
discussion.
just
after
wanted to
the
say that.
Motion and second, but, so you can ask for further discussion.
$16 an hour reviewed in 90 days, no more than 10 hours, up to 10 hours a week. Did I say Ryan Dudley?
Yes, you did.
My second stands.
Any further discussion?
I
Go
would
ahead and
say
repeat
10
yourself.
to 15, is
Fun.
that out of line? 10 to 15 hours a week?
10,
Well, he said no more than 10.
no, 10.
Alright.
I would expect situations, if he's on somewhat emergency, but that's,
Can I retract the hours per week? Because that's something that we're gonna play around with anyway.
Just leave that
Can
out.
you say up to?
I did say up to
Well, there you go.
4,000 hours a week, or maybe less, a lot.
Let's leave it stand. It was a good motion.
Okay.
And seconded by Justin. All in favor? And we're all in favor. And all
I'm
opposed?
I'm staying.
He's abstaining.
We can change the hours at any time.
Okay. Sounds good.
That's not very binding.
Did everybody vote?
Yeah.
Everybody except Brett.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
He abstained. All right, 102 beta.
We actually unfortunately don't have an update on this because I thought I was gonna have, whatever, an inspector. No such luck again. So kind of at scrap. I don't know if
I think
anyone
if
has
we-
the input.
I think if I can, I will reach out again to the family over there, and if we can get 2 buildings, then maybe they'll come for 2.
Well, if we can get inside the building, so that's the thing. I don't know, and we've talked
That
about
would be
this
part of
before.
mine.
If we can, so I went back and listened to the meeting. You guys had kind of made up your mind towards the end of the discussion that it needs to be an inspector. And then, so that we can have like an official report. But then before that, someone was saying like, well, it could be anybody. So I was a little bit confused as to what route. So I was just looking at professional inspectors. And
I
they
think
can
that was the
only do
idea.
it if they can get inside the house.
If we can't get an inspector, what are the other options?
Well, someone said a house builder.
How you pursue other options? If we can't get somebody to inspect it, then what are the other options to get what we want done?
If Mr. Dudley decides to accept your offer of employment, if somebody can get me actual names of people who are trying to reside there and lighting fires out in the night like they are now, I can draft a complaint against them and we can do that. We just had, the problem was, one, I didn't have names of human beings to charge them. And then second of all, we didn't have a person to serve them. Because it's a city ordinance violation.
I can get you the names
Okay,
So now that we have an officer, we do have at least another route,
if he accepts the job.
if he accepts it. No.
yeah.
Well, yeah, that would help an inspector too. If an inspector would say, well, the reason I won't come on is because I won't be escorted by a law enforcement officer. Now that opportunity
That
might
doesn't-
exist, but
That doesn't, technically 102 beta doesn't get fixed that way.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
this is a different
this
deal
just
than
gets the people out of there and resolves one element of it.
Yeah.
You still need to.
If we have abandoned property, in other words, somebody has passed away and nobody's claiming it, how do we deal with that? Do I need to talk to the
Okay.
county attorney?
Well, my guess is the county attorney won't do anything with it, even unless there's a tax obligation that is way past due and it's been past due for
Could
quite
be.
some time. They may put it on a tax sale, but those aren't very regular, meaning they only do it every couple of years, as I recall.
Pretty more
You
regular,
should
what you
still be
think?
good.
Yeah.
They didn't make
They
it
do
through
it
the
every
mail,
so many
apparently,
years
very
per
well, so-
property. They don't, in other words, they don't wait for a grouping. He's had one every year for the
Well,
last
I mean,
few
you,
years.
you obviously hope at that point that somebody buys it at a tax sale. If the city doesn't have a lien against it of any kind, then there's really not much the city does to it, but technically the city could buy it then
Okay,
at a tax sale.
Which I found out we do lose a little bit of tax money, by the way, when we tear houses down, just FYI.
I know, but that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
does that mean we have to actually send somebody with cash in hand on the steps of the courthouse or whatever they?
But you see, if we tear a house down, then we might get a lot that we can sell.
The family owns it, why does somebody?
And that house is not
$1
inhabitable,
for it.
like,
If they
don't
have
want to
do it,
inhabit.
just go off for $1 for it and take the property out there.
That was a mouthful.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for this tax sale.
Does Keys still work for us? Keys, yeah.
He's, yeah, for here?
Hmm?
Yeah, but we had.
We ran out of budget,
Yeah,
last year,
remember.
so we kind of said,
Wait
maybe
until-
we just wait. So yeah, I mean, you guys are ready for her to start up again?
I thought Rue requested what she was doing
I
2 months
did,
ago.
and I haven't gotten that yet, so I will request it again.
she thought she was supposed to stop.
But did she respond or give you anything that you asked for?
No, I didn't hear from her, so. But I'll ask again.
Do you have her phone number? I've got it.
Yeah, I do.
Be nice to see some results since we're planning.
Well, in my opinion, the winter is the best time to be going out and taking pictures of people's docks because everything's so much more visible without the brush and the leaves.
Yeah, I'll ask her what she has so far and then I'll see, maybe if she wants to come to a meeting, that'd be great, and she could update you guys. Rather than me be the middleman.
Well,
If she
In terms
can.
of lake meeting,
If she can,
that'd be awesome if
Really
you can.
wish I could.
Okay. Well, is the idea then that we wanna get rid of those people barring getting an inspector right away? Cause all you gotta do is if somebody could email me the names of the individuals.
So what
I'll get a
houses are
complaint
you
together.
inspecting?
We're talking about Shane's, about the house over here,
Shane Lux,
next to Shane's house.
And 102 Beta, right?
which
102
is
Beta is the one that
next
we
to
had
the gas
originally
station.
talked about, the only
The
one
one
that
that
we
was
originally talked
condemned.
about.
long ago and then was not condemned. Or however that
The
worked again, that
Pink or
angle.
whatever house.
Well, they cleaned. it up.
They didn't clean it up.
I guess my hang up is you said the inspectors will come if they can get inside it. Can we not get inside it?
It turned electric on
It's
for like
not our
a day or two.
property. I don't know.
Yeah, that's,
The
well,
that's a portion of
yeah, the
termites,
people have
that's
right,
why it was condemned.
the city inspectors have right of entry.
No way.
Physically, can they get in? That's a good question, meaning,
Oh, the
Like
back
your-
door's wide open right now.
well, I mean, if the back door is wide open, then yeah, they can get in there. They have the right to go on the property. It just may be a safety question for the inspector.
The doors open, they can walk on in.
It transferred hands and somehow got lost.
City, a person engaged by the city for the purpose of inspecting properties for these purposes, for health and welfare of the citizens, is, can enter property, has a right of entry. It's just that obviously if the doors are all locked up and you can't get in, then I don't know that we have the right to break.
Could they look at the one that the
Windows
door's been
are still
open
fair
since
game?
Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
Down here
looking
next
through
to Iowa
windows or
Bush?
whatever, or
Um,
exterior view too. If roof's buckled and you can tell.
they could.
Cause that roof
Or
is
sheet.
buckled and the door has literally been open since before Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I actually gave you the information on her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was able to get information on that building, who
So does
owns
she
it,
know
their
that
phone
it's-
number. Yes.
Open and she doesn't wanna come shut it tight. and-
Where does she live? Is she out of
Colorado. or
Colorado?
Somewhere
Yeah.
like that.
Either one of you
She
beta.
doesn't.
No, this is the one that I was talking about, the door has been open.
It's not-
On-
It's
Lux.
not, it hasn't been on
Okay.
our,
On Shane Lux's house, weren't we gonna get rid of it?
Yeah.
So why
Says
do we need to inspect it?
well, that's what I'm wondering on all
So
these
we
other
can,
houses.
seize it?
It might sound better to come out and inspect that house plus the other ones we want versus come out and inspect one house.
Oh,
I'll
I
see the price
That's
difference,
what-
like if
Actually,
they would
that's
give
what-
us a break, but if it's gonna be like
Oh, I thought there might be. a
five
difference.
hundred
Somebody has
for
And there may-
Who owns what?
house.
That's why I'm gonna call the county.
Yeah,
I
somebody
don't
else
know
has
if we can
The
just do that.
estate,
Right.
her estate, if it never gets transferred out of her estate, then that's it.
Yes.
Sorry.
It doesn't go to family, kids or anybody, I mean.
Not automatically, unless unless the deed says it goes to somebody,
Okay.
basically.
Sorry,
stays in
I
the
won't
state.
get a different pen. Does that bother you?
But there is
Those
no
are my
estate.
favorite pens, so.
So, but you can't force it to be given to somebody.
Yeah, because that could be awful. I mean,
I was just thinking if they don't want nothing to do with it and one of their names happens to be on it, just buy it from them.
unfortunately, it's
Give it-
not.
give
I
them
think
$1 for it,
the only
then take off
people's
there.
names that was on the title was his mother and him.
Yeah, then you have,
Have we spoken to his brother, do you know?
I spoke to his son, and they didn't want to have anything to do with it. They were gonna come down and look at it and get, keepsakes out of it, and then they didn't care what we did with the house. They weren't claiming it.
I mean, the fastest thing to do is either wait for that tax sale and or condemn it like we're doing. Because you have to open up basically an administrative estate in the county to try to get it transferred. It's gonna cost you more than probably condemnation. to get it.
I'll get information from the county to see how far back the taxes were on that, because I think they were owed.
So would you have, okay.
Because I want
So would
to
you have
call.
to actually wait for taxes to go overdue by 3-4 years or something before that ever takes place?
Yeah, I'd have to defer to the county attorney about when their trigger is on that, because like I said, No, there's no rhyme or reason to it sometimes.
Yeah.
They'll have a
Normally you
list
could do it, but I'm gonna call him anyway on my
Okay.
stuff.
The city can go in and pay $1 at that sale, correct?
I'll let you know.
I mean,
Presuming
you know,
nobody
assuming
else
there's
is
no.
bidding.
Yeah, exactly.
Cause somebody might want the lot, but it, the house is in terrible disrepair.
Yeah.
And probably, they were saying the floor was buckling, so.
Yeah. You end up taking on a heck of a liability since you can't burn a house down anymore and all that. But
Say what?
anybody that goes off the street and decides that they want some extra space. And
You can burn the can in front of the house, but you can't burn.
You should become a fireman, that way you can legally play with fire.
There you go.
I mean, if it can be done fairly quickly, I mean, I'd almost be preferable to the tax sale route and go in and.
I imagine that maybe the county clerk or county attorney's office can tell you what they're.
Yeah.
Well, it's gotta
Yeah.
be 1 or 2, it's gotta be 1 or 2 years behind, because it was in jail. And then he was in there with no electricity, no money to turn anything on, so I'm sure those didn't get paid.
I would imagine.
So it's gotta be close to the 3-4 year auction time.
I can ask.
Alright,
Moving on.
that was the last thing.
Does anybody know, did you have gas Saturday morning at the store?
The only thing that I have gas on is my hot water heater, and I had hot water that I know of.
The cafe didn't have gas. I didn't know why. They didn't know who to call, so I gave them Mike's number. And then I didn't know
For
if I was
sure.
right or
Always.
they were supposed to call 911.
Yeah. Either.
It's, I'd always
If-
call them Mike,
Yeah. I mean, if it,
because they'll just turn right around and call Mike.
The gas.
I mean,
was
yeah,
off
they're gonna get
Saturday
any.
morning.
And the text will do it for him.
Our heating went over Sunday night. We're a boiler system. So I was gonna ask them if the water pressure had changed at some point.
Tim, I'm the worst one to ask because I'm up on the hill, my water pressure, even when you guys use it down here, I have water pressure up there because I'm at the end of the line before it goes to.
Well, no,
Osage.
this would be like a break or something. Tripped our boiler system off. And we realized we didn't have a heat running for like 6 hours. So, anyway, I was just curious what they got here. So.
Were they able to resolve their problem?
Fairly quickly too. I mean, Brooke was supposed to go down there and waitress, and she came back home saying, "I don't get to work today. They don't have any gas." So we gave Becky Mike's number, and then Becky told Brooke within half an hour get back down here. So, but I didn't know if anybody else was out, if it was isolated, or I don't know what caused
And
it.
people don't have any problem calling me, that's, so.
I didn't hear of anything, so.
That's been a little,
I have met Shane's brother before. And,
his brother or son?
Brother, I think, Chad.
Oh,
Chad's
I
about
didn't know that. it was
same
Chad.
age.
No, she never.
Maybe I'll get a hold of him. I'm almost certain it's his brother.
Okay. Chad Rock. Okay.
Chad may have the equipment to come and take care of the house itself.
Yeah,
That'd be
it
awesome.
wouldn't be too
Yes, it would. That's why I'm gonna call Chad. But equipment and desire are two different things. We'll see. Where did those blasted cookies come from?
Ransom. So, not April. Rosemary. Grant writer.
Lower calorie snacks, please.
That's why I give
She
them
did a
to
great
you
job.
guys. Do you guys don't want you?
Todd, I think
Kale
this meeting's about over. I'll take
I
it
mean,
from
they're
now.
like, little-
Are they?
and they came in the mail.
Oh
Don't
my
matter.
gosh,
Yeah.
they're so good though.
Fantastic.
They obviously
Are
were
they?
amazing
I
in the
was
first place.
I thought you guys were.
Sure, and you can like leave them on the shelf for years and eat them later. It's fine. That's what old people do.
They came in the mail. I'm
Yeah.
surprised they survived that.
Well,
good.
I was like,
Well, it is shortbread, you know where
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
Shortbread works for me.
We did.
Stain
And then
3 pages
that's
down
your
on your
chocolate.
notebook.
So they get the
Mine doesn't
project,
wanna-
did they get the project approved?
motion, okay,
So,
I move to adjourn.
okay,
I already beat you to it.
yeah.
Oh, did you? I second it.
Second,
I
all
I
in
have
favor?
Yeah, that,
Just lost track of when the sewer project got approved.
I just want
What? The project. Sewer project?
oh, okay.
Was I lost? in
We
that?
haven't heard yet.
it's not
Okay.
that I don't like it.
CDBG?
but, like, there's
Yeah, that's supposed to be like this month,
It
wasn't it?
should be soon, should be very
we
soon.
should know, is that,
Yes.
yay.
Better be, yeah.
Oh, I got
Some
so
weird
many
thing.
projects going on.
I'm gonna take them home and I'm gonna stick them on my fridge tomorrow.
Oh, don't take the orange cream. That was Justin's.
God no, why would I ever touch that?
That's what you just grabbed.
I